Didn't quite see you there. Welcome to our first episode of building Battlestar Galactica in Lego. Now, the reason I said this is the first episode is because I named the last one episode 0 for some reason. So this is the first one. So I'm doing the whole face cam thing today because I've seen many other Lego YouTubers do it and I think it's sort of popular. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. You guys tell me what you think. Now, for today, I'll just run you through some planning, tell you what I've done so far, and I'll also tell you what I want to do next week and in the weeks to come. So let's get straight to it. Okay guys, I'm actually really excited about this one because I built all of this without any bricklink orders, just with pieces I had here, which is kind of rare for me. Usually I have to order stuff after I, used up like 3 pieces. So this is pretty cool. I already started building the actual Battlestar, and this is the original 1978 Battlestar, if you couldn't tell. Now, I'm quickly going to run through what I've did so far, but before I do, let me just show you the scale of this project, because I did print out this large schematic of the whole Battlestar, and that puts the model at a length of about 96.5 centimeters, which I think we will slightly hop over. This is already slightly out of scale with the dimensions of Lego pieces. I just don't think we can do the correct proportions down to the millimeter, which I don't mind at all. I have actually changed some things in this build so far, but I think that's kind of what Lego is all about. You're not just copying stuff, you're making stuff your own. The main issue with this though is that everyone I've seen so far has just built the Galactica without an interior, which is a lot easier to do because then you have all this room inside to build support structures, which I don't have. So literally this big Technic thing right here, and it continues down there, is the only type of support I have on this right now. I had some other ideas. I could have just built an interior and then build a frame around it. I could have also built an interior and then just attached the outer pieces to that, which I'm not sure would have been as stable with the size of this ship, but that's basically what I did for my last little mock, that Star Wars freighter. If you remember that, I'll link it up in the card or whatever that's called. This is kind of different. With this one, I just built a frame and then I put interior spaces inside of that frame wherever it fits. I do, however, want a full interior that continues through with doors in between. I don't just want some fake doors like in the UCS Millennium Falcon or something. I want an actual working interior. So I'm just going to quickly show you what I did so far on the exterior, and then I'll take you through the interior. So really, this outer frame piece was the most troubling part in the construction of all this. So just this thing that goes all around, that had to be stable. And I'm just gonna quickly show you the inside section of that. That's basically how it works. It's just a sideways built Technic structure that is then connected to an inner Technic structure as well. And this roof section is very temporary. Yeah, that actually wasn't supposed to stay on, so that's good. Yeah, that's very much inspired by the build of the UCS Millennium Falcon, which is a good build, but I just don't like how the rooms are not connected to each other. Yeah, and then it just goes around. All these details on the side right here, the greebling, isn't like 100% accurate to the show. And I didn't try to make it 100% accurate. I just kind of wanted to do my own thing with this, to be honest. So yeah, that's pretty much the exterior. It's very similar on the other side, I don't think. I really have to show you, but I'll just try anyway. So yeah, you can just see some little windows in there and all that. Basically the same thing. I do feel this side panel, if I can get to it. Yeah, this one, I think that looks kind of cooler than on the other side. Sorry that the camera is a bit wobbly here. Literally on top of the staircase here right now, so yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead to the interior space, which I think is much more interesting currently because there's a lot more to show there. So here we have the bridge section, and you know, that's not entirely finished. I think this part pretty much is. There's one chair missing right now. I decided to just put 3 chairs now. I think there's like 5 or 7 in the actual show, but I wanted to have some free space for like one figure to stand over there. Now this section over here, the kind of second deck, I really simplified this overall. I have a little schematic over here which is just very low image quality, but you can kind of see like the general shape of the bridge. So what you would have there is, this is the front section, the lower deck, that is the second deck, and then right here we have the third deck, which is this kind of round turning section. And I just simplified all of that. I put it off center so we have a bit more space, because if I just put it in the middle, it would block the door over here. But I think this turned out rather nicely. We do kind of have a height difference between the decks, which is good. And I just put some Star Wars figures in there because I don't have any custom Galactica figures right now. But if you take a look over here, I do have some decals prepared, and I'll get back to those later on. So anyway, this is the bridge. These walls over here are kind of temporary. This actually blocks the main bridge thing from rotating, which I don't mind too much, but I might remove it so it can do its full 360. But yeah, I think this is very recognizable from the show. I think that actually looks very nice. I do need to put some decals, or like decal tiles on here. I need to finish off this area over here. I want these sort of pieces all around. But apart from that, it's pretty much finished. Yeah, this is supposed to also receive a decal later, with like a star map or something, but you know, that's about it really. So moving on, we do have Commander Adamas' office here. Now, this has a lot of little details from the actual series. It is a bit too study for me. I kind of want to tile more of the floor at least. I don't think the table would benefit from tiling at all. But the floor, I think the floor could use some more tiles. Could be a bit more smooth, so I might do that in the future. But anyway, so over here we have Adamas' desk with his little computer screen thingy, which also needs a decal. This black tile is supposed to represent the Book of Words, I think it's called, which is like a sacred religious book thingy. Now then we just have a little glass over there and his weird red juice that he likes to drink in almost every episode. Back here we have the little sofa section, I guess, and also just maybe that's even the bed. I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent in the show. It definitely looks more like a sofa to me, like a couch. And then this is some weird bottle or something that he always has on his little table, his little coffee table. And this right here is actually something I am very happy about. Just gonna take that off for a second. Now this isn't, this isn't a spectacular build at all. This is just literally like, would you focus please? Yeah. There's literally just like 4 pieces, like, you know, 6 if you count the rod and the little stud. But this represents a Cylon base star, which he has in his office in the final episode.
Toys, Adamas?
And this is actually interesting because the, like, little fun fact, the base star that is used in the show is the actual production model that they used for the visual effects. So you could say that this right here is sort of a minifig scale Cylon base star, in a way. Speaking of scale, before I forget it, this has nothing to do with Adamas' office, but I built this. And this is just a little Galactica shuttle. And I know it doesn't look, you know, amazingly great or something, but if we just move the camera a little bit, very unprofessionally, and then just hold it next to it, you can see what this is supposed to be. This is a Galactica shuttle, which is to scale to the Galactica that we are building. So this will be also fitting into the hangar base once we build those. I think that's just kind of cool. So yeah, that's basically it with the interior and the exterior as well. I could say, while we're here, that I do have some things planned for this section over here. So obviously this is the support that will hold the hangar pod on one side, and then this whole section will probably be the officer's bar from the show, and the whole engine section back there will probably have the crew quarters in them, which, you know, doesn't really make sense placement wise. I think actually the office of Adama isn't there. It's I think it's like at the front, like somewhere over here. Actually, I think, I'm not entirely sure, but you always see this like circular piece that I kind of just tried to appropriate here in the front with that little stud with the hole inside, and I think that's actually where Adamas' office is located in the actual ship. But yeah, I think that's fine. Again, this is more like a Lego set. We just put some usable interior in there, and that's really everything that matters to me. Now, these interiors are going to look much better once we add walls, interior walls, especially for Adamas' office. I do want to have his iconic round window, which might be this one. So I'm just gonna add some walls in there, some bookshelves and all that, and I think then it's gonna look really nice. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the walls in this area. The whole bridge section is kind of crammed already. I might just put walls over here, maybe one over here, and then I'll leave it open over here. Not sure about that, just so we can see the star chart. I don't know. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Before I go though, I do want to ask you guys some questions. So first of all, the Galactica has a lot of detail on its underside. So if I unprofessionally move the camera once again, you can see that there's a lot of area that we need to cover down here, just over there. And usually in the show and on most models that you see people make, that would also be, you know, this light gray sort of color. But I've been thinking maybe just to add some more contrast, it would be really nice to actually do that part in dark gray. Again, I don't think we have to go 100% accurate, so I think that might look cool. So I'd just like to know your opinion. What do you guys think? Should we do dark gray down there? And also, what do you think? How often should I do these videos? You know, like, you guys don't seem to be that interested in the Galactica series thing. So should I do this every other week? Or just, you know, spontaneously whenever I have something to show? Or never again. You know, whatever you say. You know, right now I'm very busy with work, so I think weekly would definitely be too much. But I do think every other week would be doable. You know, that would be possible. Definitely. So one last thing I'd like to mention is that I printed out some decals, which I made with the help of Brick Hero Graphics. I'll link to his Instagram page and his Etsy shop down below. He sells some awesome Lego themed posters on Etsy, which is really cool. But yeah, I made these with his help, and I'll probably have my first custom Galactica minifigures in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. Again, that's it for today. Please, please, please tell me what you think in the comments down below. Should I go for dark grey or light bluish grey at the bottom? And should I do this weekly, every other week, or, you know, whenever I want, or just never again and never bother you with this project at all? Yeah, that's it again. I hope this was kind of interesting to you. Definitely check out the classic Battlestar Galactica series if you haven't yet. And yeah, have a great day.